Have you ever encountered someone who purposefully avoids attention from others, rather than drawing attention to themselves? That someone may be a Sigma male. Deciphering the mystery surrounding Sigma guys leads us on an exciting journey that challenges social standards and introduces us to a distinct breed of masculinity. In the context of social dynamics, we frequently hear about the strong alphas and the accommodating betas. Sigmas are introverted, self-reliant people who prefer to live beyond the mainstream. They are the silent watchers, independent thinkers, and those who don't see reinforcement from the crowd. Usually, alphas are the ones in charge and the ones who dominate the room, whereas betas are the followers and the people who work in the background but provide assistance. There is an intriguing world of Sigma guys apart from these well-traveled pathways. Often viewed as mysterious, Sigma men like alone since it is a deliberate decision that they find comfort in their own company rather than being a result of shyness or anxiety. They are the nonconformists who choose to live life on their own terms, refusing to be boxed in into conventional roles or expectations. They are the ones who dare to be different, to challenge the status quo, and to carve their own path. And unlike alphas or betas, they thrive in the silence that allows their minds to wander. Their sense of self-worth is not tied to societal approval or positions of power. It comes from their independence and self-reliance. Their path is not always clear-cut or simple, but it is entirely their own, and they wouldn't have it any other way. Male Sigmas are fascinating characters who defy conventional ideas of masculinity, rather than aiming to be heroes, sidekicks, leaders, or followers. They are content to be themselves, live in their own universe, and abide by their own set of rules. They are fearlessly independent, fearlessly nonconformist, and fascinatingly enigmatic. Now that we know who the lone wolves of society are, Sigma guys are forging their own path. The personality of the Sigma male. Let's examine Sigma men, personalities in more detail. Because of their introspective nature and tendency to become deep thinkers, who are often immersed in their thoughts studying life and its complexity, Sigma guys are sometimes viewed as mysterious people. They are the thinkers, dreamers, and philosophers of the contemporary period. Another characteristic that sets them apart is their independence. This introspective attitude frequently results in a rich inner world full of ideas, ideologies, and a unique perception of the world around them. Sigma men are independent and prefer to rely on their own talents over seeking assistance from others. They frequently follow their own path and are not influenced by social standards. This sense of independence comes from a profound sense of self-reliance rather than arrogance. However, a strong sense of self-assurance in one's talents leads to another crucial quality: self-confidence. While many might mistake a Sigma male's low need for social interaction as a sign of aloofness, it's actually the opposite. Sigma males are comfortable in their own skin, understand their strengths and weaknesses, and do not feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Their confidence is quiet rather than boastful. Sigma men like solitude and find calm in their own company. They are choosy in their social connections and place a higher value on quality than quantity. They find contentment in their own company and relish solitude. One of the most fascinating things about Sigma males is how adaptable they are. Like chameleons, they can easily fit in with any kind of environment or situation. This adaptability comes from their unconventional outlook on life, which views life as a series of options, each of which can lead to a different result. These characteristics set Sigma guys apart from other people. They are the outcasts, the lone wolves, the ones who forge their own paths and challenge social conventions. Although they may not fit into traditional positions, they provide a fresh perspective and a different way of looking at the world, and in a world that is changing all the time, that's more vital than ever. These characteristics set Sigma guys apart from other people. The Sigma male lifestyle, which combines independence and solitude with simplicity, is an innovative way for men to spend their lives. A Sigma male's love of solitude is another characteristic that sets them apart from the rest. These people have a talent for cutting through the chaos of the outside world and distilling life down to its most essential components. They also have an appreciation for simplicity and frequently choose a minimalist lifestyle devoid of needless material possessions. They firmly believe that less is more. They don't dislike other people's company or live alone because they're depressed. Instead, they would much rather be alone with their own thoughts and views. Without outside distractions, solitude offers a haven where people may develop their minds and personalities. It's not a jail. Rather, It's a sanctuary where people can develop and thrive. The essence of a Sigma male is independence. They are not followers. Nor do they aspire to be leaders. Instead, they forge their own path, unaffected by societal norms or expectations. And they are not constrained by established social structures or external validation. Their motivation is self-generated. Additionally, Sigma guys tend to shun social gatherings out of preference rather than out of fear or anxiety. They have no interest in. They prefer deeper, more meaningful encounters, typically one-on-one where they can participate on a more intellectual level. They live in a world that is largely self-created, a world that represents their particular ideas and aspirations. They dislike the superficial talk that frequently characterizes these gatherings. This world may be quiet and isolated, but it is a world in which they are happy. Because they are free to be who they are and live life according to their own terms. They are not constrained by social expectations or the desire to fit in with the herd. Male Sigmas forge their own roots and live their lives according to their own terms. The Sigma male in relationships. Let's unravel this intricate equation that involves men and relationships. Unlike beta guys who want for acceptance and validation or alpha males who frequently desire dominance and control, a Sigma male approaches relationships in a particular way because of their fierce independence and need for privacy. Think of a lone wolf roaming the wilderness by choice rather than out of loneliness. That's how Sigma males approach relationships. They value their freedom and solitude and frequently need time and space to unwind after social interactions. This does not mean they avoid relationships. Rather, they approach them on their own terms and in their own way. Now, Sigma males who want to date aim for long-term, committed relationships. They are rarely drawn to fleeting flings or casual dating. Instead, they seek out a mate who recognizes and values their insistence on someone with independence, emotions, and interests. Who is known as solitary? The dynamic between independence and closeness in Sigma male partnerships is what makes them interesting and occasionally difficult. They are not the kind to lose themselves in a relationship. Instead, they preserve their uniqueness, peculiarities, and oddities even when they are a unit. In relationships, loyalty is one of the most notable characteristics of Sigma men. They are not influenced by transient emotions or outside distractions, so when they commit, they do it wholeheartedly. However, their loyalty has a catch. They require personal space, which they expect their partners to respect and acknowledge. This need is not a reflection of how they feel about their partner. Rather, it is a basic aspect of who they are. Unlike their beta or alpha counterparts, Sigma guys take a different approach to relationships. They are extremely devoted, respect their independence, and seek for deep connections. But they also believe that a partnership cannot exist without personal space. Although they are extremely devoted to one another, Sigma guys at work also need a lot of privacy. Studying Sigma guys is fascinating. Let's investigate why. Imagine a worker who is highly independent, thrives in isolation, and never backs down from a challenge. This is the Sigma male at work, a distinct group of men who would rather forge their own path than follow the herd. Their work style is defined by a strong sense of independence. They prefer to work in jobs that give flexibility and autonomy rather than standard corporate structures because they perform best in circumstances where they have control over their own schedules and activities. Sigma men are creative thinkers who see problems as chances to use their special insights. As a result, they are frequently drawn to professions that allow them to use their creativity. Their unique perspective will enable them to come up with a creative solution to an issue that has been vexing everyone else. When presented with a difficulty, their problem-solving abilities are unmatched. Instead of panicking or running to others for assistance, they take a step back, consider all the options, and develop a plan of action. They are skilled at decomposing difficult issues into manageable chunks and have a flair for figuring out the best path to a resolution. Additionally, Sigma guys are noted for their perseverance. They don't give up easily and will frequently labor non-stop until they accomplish their objectives. Because they frequently persevere when others would give up, this can make them extremely valuable in the workplace. However, it's important to note that Sigma males are not always loners. They can work well in teams and prefer to contribute in their own special way rather than strictly following group norms. So how does a Sigma male succeed at work? By being true to his nature. Independent, creative, and determined. They solve problems in ways that others might not see by standing firmly in his convictions while respecting the views of others at work. They also don't hesitate to stand their ground when they believe in their own ideas. Here are some common misunderstandings regarding Sigma males that need to be dispelled. Sigma males do best in settings where they may use their special talents and operate autonomously. One of the most widespread misconceptions about Sigma men is that they are antisocial. This is far from the truth. Instead, they are selectively social. They value their solitude because it gives them time for reflection and personal development. They are not afraid of social interaction, but they prefer meaningful conversations over small talk. They are the quiet observers who carefully select when and with whom they engage. Another common misconception about Sigma men is that they are emotionless. They are very emotional individuals, yet they frequently suppress their emotions, which couldn't be further from the truth. Under wraps doesn't imply that they lack empathy or your understanding. On the contrary, their capacity for introspection endows them with a profound comprehension of human emotions, becoming them extraordinarily empathic. Another misconception about Sigma men is that they are cold and aloof. In reality, they value their independence and self-sufficiency and don't feel the need to be constantly surrounded by people. This doesn't make them unfriendly or cold-hearted. Rather, it just means that they are more at ease in their own company and prefer to interact with others on their own terms. Another widespread myth is that introverted men are solitary because they are Sigma. However, this is untrue. Introversion does not mean being a loner. Though they find comfort in isolation and like their own company, Sigma guys nevertheless place a high importance on deep connections. Despite having a small social circle, the ones they do have are profound and significant. Finally, it's said that Sigma men lack ambition since they don't pursue conventional paths to achievement. Though they may not define success according to social norms, Sigma males prioritize personal development, independence, and self-sufficiency over monetary gains. It's necessary to look above cultural prejudices to comprehend Sigma guys, just as everyone else does. There are benefits and weaknesses associated with Sigma guys. Let's investigate them. One of the defining characteristics of a Sigma male is their fierce independence. They are self-sufficient, depending on their own abilities and resources to get by in life. Their independence allows them to forge their own path without being influenced by social norms or expectations. They can easily adapt to changing environments and circumstances because they are not constrained by a need for outside validation. This adaptability is a strength that allows them to thrive in a variety of situations. Their capacity for introspection is another asset. Deep thinkers, Sigma guys are always evaluating their experiences and drawing lessons from them. They have a special capacity to consider their choices and behaviors, which helps them develop and change over time. As with any personality type, Sigma males have their weaknesses. While their love of solitude can be a strength, it can also lead to feelings of loneliness and disconnection. As a result, they may find it difficult to form meaningful relationships. Another potential weakness is their inability to express their emotions. This introspection also increases self-awareness, which helps them understand themselves better and make more informed decisions. Due to their restrained demeanor, Sigma males are frequently perceived as cold or distant. This can make it difficult for them to express their emotions in an effective manner, which can result in misunderstandings or problems in their personal and professional relationships. Last but not least, although this quality enables them to live genuinely, it may also cause conflict with others who respect society norms and expectations. It is sometimes seen negatively. By focusing on their shortcomings and utilizing their strengths, Sigma men who are aware of these qualities may live more balanced lives. Sigma men can have more contented lives that are genuinely consistent with their own personalities and the principles we've discussed. In conclusion, let's review our knowledge of the fascinating world of Sigma guys. Because of their unique personalities and ways of living, Sigma guys are the mysterious outcasts who defy social norms. Their comfort zone is isolation. Partnerships are where creativity and independence wither. They are the quiet ones that appreciate sincerity and close relationships, frequently choosing quality over quantity at work. Achievers who would rather avoid office politics and let their work speak for themselves. Many people mistake the independence of Sigma guys for aloofness, leading to misconceptions about them. However, just like everyone else, they have their advantages and disadvantages. Their independence might result in feelings of alienation and understanding, but it can also lead to extraordinary self-sufficiency. Sigma guys serve as a reminder that it's acceptable to be different and assist us in appreciating the diversity of human behavior.